in a television studio shows Phil Hartman and Joe King sitting in chairs. Hartman: hello, I'm Hill Hartman, and welcome to this year's 14th installment of SNL's Crazy Critics, where one of our in-house critics critiques the last SNL episode. Joining us, just like last week, is Saturday Night Alive producer Joe King. Joe, why are you here again instead of one of the Saturday Night Alive performers?
King: well, Hartman, what can I say? I love the limelight. The cast gets to go out and perform when we have sketches on the show, but I don't want the audience to forget about the man who puts it all together, me. Plus, I asked a young lady on TikTok recently if she missed Chris Farley, just to see what she would say, and the young lady said she had never heard of Chris Farley. Can you believe it? So I'm starting to think this show's low ratings are because I'm relying too much on dead comedians and not enough on myself.
Hartman: so the low ratings aren't the person who puts it all together's fault, you, but instead Chris Farley, who's been dead 27 years. Gotcha. Anyway, what did you think of the cold open?
King: well, I gotta say that I like Mikey Day's Joe Biden impression, and though I wish they had poked more fun at him, I guess his State of the Union performance wasn't quite inept enough for there to be much humor to derive from it. So instead, they had the beautiful, lovely, and talented Scarlett Johansson make a cameo as Katie Britt, a senator from Alabama who gave the GOP's response to the State of the Union. Now, I didn't catch Miss Britt's actual response, so some of the humor was likely lost on me, but it was definitely worth seeing Scarlett out there looking ravishing as always. I definitely Scarlett her Johansson, if you know what I mean.
Hartman: thankfully, I don't know what you mean.
King: it's a way of saying I bang her cooter without actually using the terms, instead using her first and last names to give it a euphemistic quality.
Hartman: now that I know what it means, I'm completely disgusted. Moving on, what did you think of Josh Brolin's monologue?
King: I thought it was great, talking about what had happened in the world since he last hosted SNL 12 years ago. And I thought the bit where Josh read poetry about Keenan's face while they showed Keenan's reaction was funny. And it was a nice touch comparing hosting SNL to a cold plunge, which he then proceeded to do.
Hartman: Brolin got down to his boxers. You're not going to make a remark on how you wanted to josh his Brolin?
King: hell no, Hartman, I don't swing that way. Not that there's anything wrong with those that do, as this program is very gay-friendly. After all, I let you host this segment.
Hartman: I'm not gay. Not that there'd be anything wrong with it if I were. But anyway, what did you think of the sketch Bank Robbery?
King: I absolutely love this sketch, which had Josh and Heidi as patrons at a bank while it's being held up, with Heidi and Josh focusing on the robbers having their way with both of them, even though the robbers weren't interested, with it all culminating in Heidi stripping down to her underwear, which, boy oh boy, really made me want to Heidi her Gardner.
Hartman: Josh also stripped down to his underwear.
King: no surprise you noticed that, Hartman.
Hartman: moving on, what did you think of the video sketch Airplane Song?
King: I'm a big fan of Andrew, so seeing him get a video-centric sketch was great. It was a musical about him not having his electronic devices on a plane, so he had to watch Josh's airplane TV to the right of him, which had on Ad Astra. It was great seeing them sing when they wore 80s wigs as well, and it culminated with Chloe Trost giving a short solo as a flight attendant, which made me want to Chloe her Trost while eating some toast, if you know what I mean.
Hartman: because of your graphic description earlier, unfortunately I do know what you mean. What did you think of the next sketch, People Pleaser Support Group?
King: it was a very funny premise with it being a support group for people pleasers who go above and beyond being agreeable with people, which led to some great lines. And then Ariana Grande came in as another member of the support group, and then I lost track of what was happening because I so want to Ariana her Grande in the Rio Grande.
Hartman: is this critique really just going to devolve into you wanting to first name the last name of every skirt on the show?
King: what can I say, Hartman? I'm a one-trick pony.
Hartman: moving on, what did you think of the sketch Wine and Cheese Night?
King. This sketch was about friends getting together for a wine and cheese night, with the hosting couple's cat jumping into Josh's lap, with Josh making too big of a deal of what it means about his, quote, good energy, despite his job being closing down nursing homes and turning them into Topgolfs. The sketch was near and dear to my heart, as last June I had to put down my former cat, Claudia, so seeing a fake robotic cat on Josh's lap brought a tear to my eye.
Hartman, Sarah Sherman played one of the hosts. Aren't you going to say you wanted a Sarah or Sherman?
King. Not for this sketch. The one thing I like more than pussy is cats. Pussy cats.
Hartman, very well. What did you think of the next video sketch, Shrimp Tower?
King. I love this one as it was set in 1893 Vienna, with Josh as a wealthy German trying to court the Archduchess Sarah Sherman with his immaculate shrimp tower. However, as soon as she got too close to the tower, he threw her out a window to protect it, only to himself to accidentally destroy the tower after Sarah proclaimed her love for him. It was goofy in all the right ways, and Sarah looked so radiant that I wanted to Sarah her Sherman all over Germany and make her squirm.
Hartman, good God. What did you think of the next sketch, Sean the Talk Show?
King. This sketch was about Ego hosting a Maury Povich-type show where they try to figure out whether someone's significant other is cheating or not, with Heidi's character claiming her man is cheating on her because he does nothing for her, and the audience is on her side, until Josh comes out in a motorized wheelchair with a broken neck, and the audience leaves in embarrassment. Ego was great as the host, and she made me want to Ego her wotum all over Africa.
Hartman, all over Africa?
King. Right, she's from Africa, right, with that name?
Hartman, she's from Baltimore.
King. Okay, fine, I'd Ego her wotum all over Baltimore then, I don't give a shit.
Hartman, what did you think of Ariana Grande's performance, We Can't Be Friends?
King. Well, she's right. Her and I wouldn't be able to be friends because we'd be too busy Arianaing up her beautiful little Grande in the Rio Grande.
Hartman, you already used that line.
King. Okay, well then I'd Ariana her Grande while eating a Nachos Bel Grande from Taco Bell. Do they still have those?
Hartman, what did you think of Weekend Update?
King. There were some great lines like Sleepy Joe woke up, that Trump was a reverse mortgage applicant, and Shay's mom having a Stop Oriental Hate sign, among others. Though for the first time in a long time, they didn't have any commentaries from any cast members. But they did make fun of Katie Britt a lot, so I guess I can say I Katie her Britt while I sucked on her tit.
Hartman, you just suck on one tit?
King. I can't help that her last name isn't Britz.
Hartman, anyway, what did you think of the next sketch, Mulan Ru?
King. This sketch was Bowen and Ariana singing a mismatch of songs, which was quite entertaining. I guess I've already spoken at length about how much I'd like to Ariana her Grande, so instead I'll say that you, Fartman, with regards to Bowen, surely would love to Bowen his yang.
Hartman, I experimented once in college and you'll never let me forget it. What did you think of the next sketch, Sandwich King?
King. Well, I finally don't have to resort to first naming a chick's last name here, as this sketch was entirely a secret message to me.
Hartman. Oh boy, secret message time.
King. That's right. Josh played a sandwich seller named Tommy playing the Sandwich King. Tommy is the name of the person I'm an alter ego of, Tom Murphy, and King is of course my last name. So having Tommy be a king was a secret message to me.
Hartman. And the fact that Tommy was a loser who was selling moldy sandwiches must have also been part of the secret message?
King. No, just the name. And I'll say Chloe Feynman was in the sketch, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say I wanted to Chloe her Feynman while licking her hymen.
Hartman. Good God. Anyway, after Ariana's second musical performance, what did you think of the last sketch of the evening, Lisa from Temecula, Sports Bar?
King. It was great to see the return of Ego's character, Lisa from Temecula, for a third time. She always has some great sassy lines, and of course ends up shaking the table. I'd love for me and her to shake a table as I'd Lisa her Temecula, if you know what I mean. And dead from the earth, we're not alive!
It's Saturday Night Alive, starring John Belushi, Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, John Hooks, Norm MacDonald, Gilda Radner, Danitra Vance, and with many other special deceased contributors. Musical guest, Jim Beard, and your host, Edwin Newman. Everybody, Edwin Newman. Applause, applause, applause. Shows Newman on stage who says, "Thank you, thank you. I was a newscaster, journalist, and author. After beginning my career with the wire services and serving in the U.S. Navy during World War II, I worked in radio for CBS News. I am known for a 23-year career in television news with the National Broadcasting Company, NBC, from 1961 to 1984. Applause, applause, applause. Newman. And in its ninth season, I hosted Saturday Night Live. I'm told that the producer of this show, Saturday Night Alive, is trying to get everyone who's dead who's hosted SNL to also host this show. But between me and the last host of this show, Flip Wilson, both Don Rickles and Robin Williams hosted SNL during its ninth season. But I'm told that since they've both already hosted Saturday Night Alive previously, they were skipped over for me. So lucky you, the listener, that instead of getting Don Rickles or Robin Williams, you get me, Edwin Newman. In my monologue when I hosted SNL, I sang the song titled, "Please Don't Talk About Me When I'm Gone." And I meant it. Now that I'm dead, I don't want anyone talking about me. If I had known that there'd eventually be a sketch comedy program that would have me host from the afterlife, I would have instead sang a song titled, "Please Don't Let Me Host Saturday Night Alive When I'm Gone." Norm MacDonald comes out and says, "Hello, Newman." Newman. "Hello, sir. Can I help you?" MacDonald. "No. You're supposed to say hello, Jerry." Newman. "So your name's Jerry then?" MacDonald. "No, my name's Norm. Jerry's a Seinfeld reference." Newman. "Seinfeld? I'm not familiar." MacDonald. "What? You're not familiar with one of the most successful and famous shows of all time? Seinfeld? Especially with your last name being Newman? What the hell's the matter with you?" Newman. "Norm." MacDonald. "Yes, Mr. Newman." Newman. "I'm fucking with you. I'm familiar with Seinfeld." MacDonald. "Then I'll say it again. Hello, Newman." Newman. "Hello, Jerry. Folks, we have a great show tonight. Jim Beard of Steely Dan is here, so get ready to be reeling in the ears. We'll be right back."